You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my ranking of the Legend of Vox Machina Season 1 characters. Now, before I get into this ranking, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Just finished season 1 of The Legend of Vox Machina, and as a complete noob who's never even played D&D and has never watched a single thing having to do with Critical Role before, just hearing murmurings, because obviously the series is so popular, I was pleasantly surprised with how much I really enjoyed the first season of this animated show on Amazon Prime. Now, with the other fantasy shows I react to here on the channel, which include Game of Thrones, check that out if you're a GOT fan. I'm watching with Noob Tyler, and the Wheel of Time series from Amazon Prime as well. At the end of each season, I like to do a little character ranking to go over what I like, what I don't like, and where everybody stands as each and every season moves along. So we have a new fantasy series in the mix of things, and it is time to get to my personal character ranking of our main team from The Legend of Vox Machina. Disclaimer, I have to say, by the end of the season, I found it actually much more difficult to rank these characters than I initially thought. Honestly, I actually really enjoy all of them. They all have really endearing traits, and it feels like the team would obviously be incomplete if we didn't have any of them involved. So this ranking turned out to be a lot more difficult than I anticipated. Because if you had asked me after that first batch of episodes, and maybe even the second batch, instant, I at least know who would have immediately sprung to mind for these different positions. Now, the criteria I chose, obviously, first and foremost, do they vibe with me? Do I like them? Do they have my kind of style of character I enjoy? Do they just speak to me as a character? But furthermore, what their role was in the season, how their character acted, how their character grew as we went throughout this Briarwood arc. When combining, I came up with this ranking of the main members of Vox Machina. Don't kill me. It's just my personal ranking. As I said, I really do enjoy them all. But we're here with a mission. So let's go ahead and kick things off. At number 7, I have Scanlan. Now, Scanlan was my least favorite pretty much from the jump, but I started to really enjoy his character the more the season went on. His brand of humor grew on me a little bit. His overall persona and who he is as a person became more endearing. At first, in honesty, he just came across as a character that was going to annoy me, but I did really start to like him as we went on. Plus, how could I not love a pansexual king, right? I mean, he was trying to sleep with everybody. He made more passes at men than anybody else this season. So, duh, I had to start loving him. The only reason Scanlan wasn't able to kind of crawl his way out of this number 7 position is simply because he was involved in some of my least favorite humor moments of the season. And throughout those first several episodes, if you watch my reaction, I was less than amused with Mr. Scanlan and his jokes. And that's why he remains at that 7 spot. Coming in at number 6, I have Grog. Another character that unfortunately has kind of just stayed in his position, but Grog really took leaps and bounds as we moved on. At the end of the day, Grog's style of humor, this type of character, is just not one that I'm instantly drawn to. So it's hard for him to really become like my favorite character. However, his connection with Pike really endeared me to him a lot. Their kind of brother sister type of relationship was adorable. I also love his Hulk power. I thought that was a lot of fun. Always have to have like a big gentle giant type on the team, and I usually love the gentle giant type. So, Grog, you've wormed your way into my heart and the number 6 spot. Coming in at number 5, I have Pike. A Pike was kind of the definition of a pretty middle of the road character for me. She's certainly one of the most reserved characters on the team. So when it comes to just standout personality moments, she didn't really have any of those. And her story took her away from the group. She was a bit detached overall. Even when she was there, it was kind of an astral projection. Just that disconnect really kind of disconnected me from further falling in love with the character. However, her power was amazing. She was super badass, particularly in that final fight. And I did enjoy the journey her character went on throughout the season, having to redefine herself and go within herself to learn who she really is to unlock the power that she has. So that character arc is really what put her above the other two, but her basically being on a side quest for the majority of the season kept her from breaking up any higher in the ranking. Coming in at number 4, I have Keyleth. I was real nervous about Keyleth going in, seeing it as well. She starts the season off by throwing up in someone else's mouth, who then throws up like back in her mouth, and that was vile. And I hated every second of that moment in episode 1. I'm just gonna say that right now. Plus, that kind of like awkwardy little character can be just a tad tiresome if it goes on for too long. Thankfully, Keyleth went into like goddess mode. She went OP, badass, and much like Pike, pretty much saved everybody's asses when it came down to it in that final battle. I didn't love her little thing with Vax, but Keyleth was the MVP who was like, nah, homie, we can't do this. So thanks, girl. The only thing that held Keyleth back from breaking up even higher, especially as she really demonstrated that power, was the fact that while she grew in her literal power sense, we go from her doubting herself to her being able to unleash to save her friends. As a character, I still feel like she has so much more room to grow. I have a feeling as we move throughout some of these later seasons, as we get to know her more, maybe her character will become even more assured and more comfortable in who she is. But as of now, I don't think her character quite developed enough as we move throughout the seasons to be one of my top 3. So coming in at number 3, I have Vex. So honestly, Vex was my favorite character to start the season, and she really bounced up and down these top 3 positions all the way through, right up until I started recording this video, because I loved her. And kind of the inverse of what I was talking about with Grog and with Scanlan, Vex's personality is the type that I am always drawn to. Kind of sarcastic, a little bit bitchy, super dry, and badass. That is a character type I just always kind of love. But the veneer begins to crack. The love for her brother was so evident as we moved throughout the season. And her more caring nature for everyone in the team. She really started to show how much she loved these people. And she was one of the driving factors of getting through the point of family and really connecting everyone as a family. Honestly, she kind of became a mama bear. Hey, Trinket, we see you. As the season progressed, which was not really a role I saw her taking on, but one that she kind of naturally seemed to just fill as our characters went through all these different adventures and tribulations. I love Vex. She's my type of girl, and that's why she's all the way up here in the top 3. So, coming in at number 2, I have Vex. The other twin right ahead. I adored Vax. Obviously, if you watch my reactions, I feel like I made my love of Vax known pretty well. This is a bisexual king. I adore him. I am so glad he did not get with King. But I also love that he's kind of this hopeless romantic. Now, maybe we can just pivot that towards another male character the series. Then I'll be really happy. That'll probably bump him up to number one. It was the perfect blend of all of it. He's goofy. He has those ridiculous fun moments with Grog or Scanlan. He's heartfelt when it comes to his sister or Keyleth. He's super flirty, super adorable, just cute overall. Love Max. He's amazing. MVP for life. What can I say? These twins, they just do it for me. And finally, my number one pick for the best character of the Legend of Vox Machina Season 1 is Percival. Yes, Percy comes in at number one, which was not a position I actually anticipated to put him in. However, Percival is a character that in many ways I can relate to. I feel like maybe I'm a blend between Vax and Percy. With a dash of Vex thrown in as well. He gave sass, talking about his amazing bitch face. He was highly reserved, but very intelligent, and I loved his arc throughout the season. In honesty, his arc is the reason that I put him above the twins, because no character went through as big of a transformation, both quite literally and more metaphorically, as Percy did. The entire Briarwood arc basically sets him up as our main character. It's his past that led us to this event. It is his personal revenge that he has to overcome, which is tied so much deeper than anything any of the others have to deal with. And it was a really interesting exploration. He doesn't go about it perfectly by any means, but watching him get to overcome that literal demon from within was amazing, and honestly one of the highlights of the entire season. Not only do I love his aesthetic, I love that look, I really enjoy his character and I connect to him. He far and away had the best character arc of any of the team in season 1. So that's why I had to put Percival at this top spot. Even though, let's just be very clear, Trinket is the true number one. Okay? None of the humans could ever. Never. So that's it. That is my ranking for the members of Vox Machina for season 1. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, my friend Leslie, who is the one who really tipped me off to Critical Role and a little personal escort through this world, really wants me to watch the cosplay character intros that the voice actors did to start off campaign 1 with the Vox Machina team. So I was thinking, if y'all are down for it, maybe I will watch those, do a reaction video of the character intros. Now that I'm familiar with the characters, I can get familiar with some awesome cosplay because I love to cosplay myself, but also get familiar with the people behind the characters. So let me know if that reaction is something you all might be interested in. Also, let me know, what is your ranking for the characters from season 1? And I want to hear, did that change from campaign watching to the actual season? The structure or anything that happened here give you a new perspective that rearranged your own personal ranking? Give me all that tea in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.